Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it with some comic book news. Ultraman by Marvel. That's right, Marvel has acquired the licensing to produce Ultraman comics starting in 2020, and then they debut this Alex Ross cover right there. I think that's fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Japanese live-action tokusatsu type stuff. Huge Super Sentai fan. Never quite got into Ultraman. I've seen it here and there, and I have liked what I've seen, so I'm definitely going to be diving in, checking some of that stuff out. Excited to see what Marvel's going to do with this property. I know it's huge. I know it's popular internationally, so this should be really, really cool, you know, and this is not the first time that Marvel has done dealings with a Japanese property. For instance, of course, the Godzilla comic book series, and then, of course, Shogun Warriors. So I think that's really cool. In fact, can we bring back Shogun Warriors? Wouldn't that be cool? There's a Fantastic Four one-shot coming out in February called Grimm Noir. It's written by Gary Duggan with artwork by Ron Garney. Now, I don't think that this is part of the noir verse, like, you know, X-Men Noir and Spider-Man Noir and all that stuff. But I basically think this is a one-shot story where Ben Grimm has to kind of play like a 40s detective type. Like, he's playing a detective. And, of course, the Thing wears an overcoat and a fedora, right? So it kind of works. I think that's really cool. I like that they're doing these one-shots, exploring a little bit more about the Thing. I think that could be really super cool. In March of 2020, Marvel's launching a new Spider-Woman series. This is going to be written by Carla Pacheco with artwork by Peri Perez. It's going to be spinning out of events from Strike Force, so if you're a Spider-Woman fan, rejoice. Her own solo title's coming back. We got a new Vault Comics announcement coming out in February, and every time we get a new Vault book, we always got to get excited. It's called Finger Guns. It's written by Justin Richards with artwork by Val Halvorsen. The basic premise of this, and it seems really, really neat, is there are these two cats, and they decide, not cats, people, these two people that decide. I know how confusing that can be when so many comic books are actually about cats sometimes, you know, like Straight, for instance, being a fantastic one. Anyway, Finger Guns, about these people who find out they can manipulate people's emotions by using finger guns. Pew, 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 right? Silly idea, but we know Vault Comics. I'm really excited to see how this is going to come up, and I'm already hearing really great things about Richard's work on this one, so there you go. From Mad Cave Studios in February, we have Savage Bastards. It's going to be written by David Galliano with artwork by Carlos Angeli. This is going to be kind of like a Western type thing, so it's going to be cool to see Mad Cave dig into the Western genre. I think this is going to be really neat. Mad Cave is a publisher on the rise. They're doing some really cool books. I personally love Show's End. Getting really excited for Over the Ropes. That's a fantastic one that my homie Jay Sandlin is writing, debuting in December. So yet another entry, yet another push into a different genre, and that's something I think is super, super cool. Over in the movie world, we got Star Trek IV being announced, directed and written by Noah Hawley. That's the cat that created the Fargo TV series and the Legion TV series. He was recently attached to the Doctor Doom project. Apparently that's going to fall through, obviously, with the MCU, or with Disney kind of buying up Fox and all that stuff. Star Trek IV. Apparently, they are expecting the cast from the previous 3 Star Trek movies to come back. Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and company. I'm a big Star Trek nerd. Everybody knows that, so I'm always down for a new live-action feature-length film. Feature-length film. Yeah, absolutely. The Black Adam movie, The Rock has let it slip. The JSA are going to be in it. Justice Society of America in a Black Adam movie. That seems weird. Could be kind of forced, kind of shoehorned in. I don't know. We shall see. But it's really neat. Is this going to be a period piece? Is it set in modern day? Is it just a flashback? I don't know. But there you go. It looks like the JSA are making their first live-action appearance in the upcoming Black Adam film, which has been set for 2021 release. Fantasy Island is a new trailer from Blumhouse Productions. It's a horror film based on the old school TV series, right? So I don't know. It's the trailer was interesting, I guess. It didn't really do much for me. It just kind of looked like your typical cliched modern day horror film. I don't know. It's an interesting take on the concept of the Fantasy Island. I remember that show, but I don't really remember so much about it. I don't really remember if that show was super creepy or not. But this movie is going to be a horror film. It was okay. It is, I don't know. Michael Peña's in it, and that looked cool. I don't know, the trailer didn't do much for me. What did you think about it? Skybound and Robert Kirkman have pitched a movie to Universal Pictures, and they said, yeah, let's do it. It's Reinfeld. Reinfeld, of course, is the character from the Dracula book. Reinfeld is an amazing character in Dracula. He's been played excellently already by people like Tom Waits and Dwight Frye, so I'm really, really excited to see what's going to go on here. Robert Kirkman making the deal. Pitch this. Universal's going to go ahead and go with it. In fact, they're actually kind of leaning away from their connected Universal Monsterverse type thing. They just kind of want to get creators to come in and do their own movies. And it's like, man, you guys should have done this first and not worried about connecting it all. Make some good movies, then worry about connecting it, right? Dexter Fletcher, who directed Rocketman, is signed on to direct this film. And Stargirl. Stargirl is a TV series. It's going to be on the DC Universe app. They have made a deal with CW so that the day after the show debuts on DC Universe, it will be airing on CW. I love the character of Stargirl. I think Courtney's an excellent character created by Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is running this show. So I am really excited about it, but now I hear about this and it makes me less excited. Why? Because I have a distaste for CW DC shows. Makes me feel like it's going to be more in that vein, less in the vein of something like Titans or Doom Patrol or Swamp Thing. Let's hope that's not the case. I don't know. We shall see, though. But what's the point, really, of getting DC Universe if it's going to be on CW the next day? I guess avoiding commercials? I don't know. But that's what we got for you this week. What do you think about all these things and more? Let us know in the comments down below. Do be sure to join us tonight for Rockin Robbie Live at 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. And yes, the Teen Dog Shades are coming out tonight. And those of you in the know what that means. So join us tonight for a very fun, pop culture-oriented conversation about comic books, movies, and a whole lot more. 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That's what we got for you this week. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. In fact, we got a new podcast about to drop all about video games. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Keep on living.